Ladies and gentlemen, I think our role is to provide support to our colleagues at the Ministry of Planning and the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics to conduct the census exercise. Therefore, I start first of all by confirming to you we are ready. We will deploy effectively. We've already moved all the security resources to wherever we feel they are needed most. And you saw early in the week, our Principal Secretary in charge of Interior issued a circular to ensure that all security personnel are on duty for the entire census period. So none of us in the security sector is going to be on leave. We're all on duty until this exercise is conducted and completed. Secondly, to ensure that we identify and know who is involved in this exercise, our county commissioners across all the 47 counties are issuing accreditation documents to observers or monitors of the census exercise. So if you are interested in observing or monitoring the census exercise, you have until 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 p.m., to go to the county commissioner of the county you want to observe the exercise to obtain accreditation. The county commissioner will require you to fill out some forms and give him or her some information, after which the county commissioner will give you an identification document that you will carry around with you if you are not employed. So there are only 3 types of people we will have out on Saturday evening and on Sunday evening and for the rest of the 7 days. They will either be census officials employed through the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, either enumerators, content supervisors, and so on. Or 2, security personnel, our police officers, our assistant chiefs and chiefs, county commissioners, SECs, and all that. Or 3, monitors who must carry identification document given by the county commissioner as official monitors or observers of the exercise. Any other person is therefore not supposed to be involved in that exercise. And if they come around, our security personnel are well aware of what they would do with that person. We have requested our fellow Kenyans, and I want to say this with utmost humility. We are sorry for the inconvenience that is going to be caused to you because we ask that social places be closed at 5. But look, my friends, we are in this interesting situation. We have to do this census, and it's once in 10 years. Once in 10 years. So we are asking you, because under the law, social places like bars are open at 2 on Saturday. At a personal level, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but at an official level, let me say this, because I will not encourage you to drink. But anyway, at a personal level, I'm saying you can go have your drink between 2 and 5 o'clock. And more experienced people tell me that if you are not satisfied with beer for 3 whole hours, then there's a problem with you. So by 5, then, proceed home so that you can be counted. And you can also watch Liverpool and Arsenal play at home with your family. Maybe they will have a chance they rarely have of watching a football match with you. And then we'll do the same on Sunday. And then the rest of the week, we'll carry on with our normal activities. And as I said, I know and we understand some members of our society, and we absolutely respect their feelings. Feel that, they would like to be out longer. It's understandable, and as public servants, we want to say we understand that. But we want to persuade you also to understand that we do this once every 10 years, and we have this situation which we really have to go through. So you'll be happy to enjoy your company and social drink and everything else until 5 on Saturday and on Sunday. Just this once in 10 years, so that we can conduct this exercise. And again, as a responsible public servant, let me say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused, but now we have to carry out the census. So please, do understand that we have to do this. Some people are asking me through social media, can we revise the decision? No, we will not revise it. We are going to carry out census between 6 p.m. on Saturday 24th and 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. And again, the exercise will resume, especially in households that will not have been visited, again 6 p.m. on Sunday to 6 a.m. again on Monday morning. That is what I have been asked and advised by my colleagues in the Ministry of Planning and the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. And for us in the security sector, our responsibility is to facilitate this exercise, and we are absolutely ready to participate to facilitate the exercise. So sorry for the inconvenience, but please bear in mind that it's only this once in 10 years. And in the life of a nation, is that one time when we all must take a little inconvenience here and there to facilitate an important exercise such as we are doing. We are not being insensitive, but we are also not going to revise the hours. We have worked on this for 3 years, making this plan, and let's not cause confusion. Let's go ahead. And for you, my good friends from the media, I need to emphasize this. No one, under the law, we can't, we cannot ban drinking, like the way some of you are reporting, that we have banned bars and, so on. You would think the world is coming to an end this weekend. No. We've just asked you to enjoy yourself until around 5. And 5 p.m., honorably, just go home and then be counted with your family. Then you can resume your business the following day again until around 5. Then you have all the time of your life to continue now enjoying, watch all the matches you want to watch, and drink all the things you want to drink as you go along. But we would have actually conducted the census those 2 days. So we are sorry for the inconvenience, but this is something that we have to do. Lastly, I need to say this. You've had His Excellency the President say this more than once recently. I want to ask our leaders across the country, especially political leaders. This is a straightforward census exercise, and let us allow it to be that. There are attempts, there are parts of the country where we have received a few reports. People are trying to do some funny games, asking people to move this way or that way. This is a modern country, and Kenyans are modern people who want to live according to the law. Let us now do this exercise with the decency that it requires. Some of these primitive habits that some of our political leaders have lived with for a long time, moving people around, hassling others and talking about this clan must be here and there. Let's stop these things. They are affecting the way in which our people live. Because I am aware, as I speak to you this morning, that we are following up certain of those kinds of activities in certain parts of the country. But I want to tell you, we are ready because we are monitoring those things. We are watching you as you are trying to do those things, and we are aware of the meetings you had last night. And at an appropriate time, we will ensure that you meet with the law so that you are helped to live as a decent person and as a decent leader. But let us not disturb our people by trying to move people around in that kind of manner. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, we wish all of us the best because this involves all of us. And I want to, on behalf of all these good people, take this opportunity to thank you for coming and thank our colleagues for the great work that has been done, and hope that we will complete this successfully in the next few days. Thank you very much, and I think we can take a few questions. Wangoi? Mm-hmm.
pastoralist communities that have been known to move around to neighboring countries. So what's the position for that? What's the measure for that?
The law doesn't allow us to count the people out of the country.
People who are really wondering, there's many people who are talking about security issues and wondering how do you tell that these people are actually from the census in terms of security personnel? Is there a way they'll be looking? Is there some budget they will be having? People need to know that.
I'll respond to the security question, and then my colleague will respond to the census question. First of all, I need to emphasize this. One, when we start the exercise on Saturday at 6 p.m., we go on to 6 a.m. on Sunday, and we will continue, all day until, this exercise is completed. The visits to the households, the night visits, particularly enumeration that will be done in households at night, is what will happen again at night on Sunday night in areas we will not have completed. Thereafter, it will be, a regular day exercise as we go along. So even on Sunday during the day, enumeration will be continuing. Secondly, the activities of Saturday night and Sunday night do not just affect those of us who go to social places. Social places are many. I know, and I'm saying this with tremendous respect and humility. I know some of our fellow Christians who are in Kenyans and, please, on this particular day, let us, shift the prayers to our houses so that we can be counted, as it were. Our colleague, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, yesterday and the day before, has been issuing instructions about the closure of schools. This affects all schools, public and private. And I'm saying this for purposes of emphasis so that, we do not have any confusion. And I think the Ministry of Education has done the right communication. Now to your question, my dear. The question of security. Enumerators will be accompanied by security personnel. But first of all, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics has done something very nice. No one has been hired to enumerate people outside of their sublocations, which means everyone who will be involved in this exercise are people who come from your area. In rural communities in Kenya, the chances are that those are people that almost everyone knows, because a sublocation is not a huge area. In the estates, chances are that there are people from the next block from where you stay. So there are people you would very easily know. And then chances are that over 80% of the people who are involved are people who are known in the localities where they are going to work. But because of that, of the fears of security, that's why elders are involved, because these are people who would be known in the local sublocations. In the urban communities, it will be officials of the estate associations, people who are known in that particular area where they are conducting the enumeration. Thirdly, they will be accompanied by security officials who will be in full uniform and can identify themselves. All police officers have got identification documents. They can identify themselves. So if they're not accompanied by village elders, they'll be accompanied by the assistant chief or the chief who will be in uniform, and they can identify themselves. And many Kenyans, I think, know their assistant chief and their chief. In the event that that enumeration group is not with the chief or the assistant chief, they will be with police officers who can identify themselves, or officials from Kenya prisons or NYS who can identify themselves as they move around with the teams, as it were. It is your right as a citizen to demand that those people identify themselves. That Kenyans need to know. It is your right to demand that those people identify themselves before you give them information. And all of them will be having identification document, so our people have nothing to worry about. So that has taken care of that aspect of security.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think regarding your question, what happens to people who are out of the country, foremost, you need to understand that census is a process, but not an event. And for that, since 2016, there's been a lot of planning going on in terms of mapping locations of households that enable us to come up with the enumeration areas. And census are usually done, the count is done within the confines of a national boundary. Unfortunately, those people who are out of the country at that time will not be fiscally counted. But information regarding family members who are here, they will be asked whether they are members of the family who have migrated to other countries or gone to other regions outside the boundaries of Kenya. So that we only count people who are within the country. But regarding pastoralists, I know this is a very difficult time for them, given that the prevailing drought has made quite a number of them move to the neighboring countries. We are now appealing to them to take this matter very seriously, because it's a matter that comes once in 10 years. If they can now move back and take advantage of the 1 week window, they don't have to be there on that night, but they can, as long as, if they are there, because 24 is the reference night. And since earlier data for planning has been captured, it's important for them to take advantage and move back to the country on the night of 24th so that they are fully included.
My name is Census TV, and my question is, the advertisement by the Kenya Bureau of Statistics is that the exercise Saturday and Sunday night will run from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. But there seems to be another message going around talking about 6 to 6, which is which, and then also the inconvenience. A section of businessmen say they would look to court challenging the directive, saying it wasn't gazetted. I want to know, is it a decree, is it an order, does it have a button in place?
Well, my colleague will talk about the 6 to 6 issue and the advertisement, but I know, people would like to, you more than even anyone else in this country as media practitioners, now know that our country is very interesting. You can hardly do anything without all these threats, going to court and so on and so forth. Frankly speaking, we've conducted census so many times in this country in the past. And we always do it this way. I don't understand why it would be a problem now. We do this. This is what we did during the previous census. We are asking you to accommodate this exercise. So whether it's a decree or an order, we're just splitting hairs over nothing, in my view. I mean, it's a straightforward issue. Because how else would you like to do it? And then I want to ask fellow Kenyans, surely this happens once in 10 years. Why do we really want to spend all our time on, negative things? Everything that is done is interpreted this way, looked upside down, and so on. It's a straightforward exercise. We do this once in 10 years, and every time we have carried out census in the past, we always do it this way. We are now asking us to facilitate our colleagues to make it easier for the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics to count us. And then we are advising that it will be good for us to spare just those 2 evenings. Surely, even in terms of business, yes, I don't want to be insensitive. You may incur a slight loss. But surely, isn't that a sacrifice worth making for your country?